we got connected.
Yeah.
We
Sorry,
got connected.
I missed
to-
that. I missed that.
Sorry.
There was this message about the meeting being recorded.
Oh, okay. No, on April 25th is a DNA day.
Okay.
Okay, we had approached a very senior and popular actor Sudeep.
Okay.
Okay, and he has agreed to be part of it. And they told us, you organize one parents meeting. We'll call media and appeal to the public for creating awareness and also to appeal to the government of Karnataka for implementing Group 2 rare disease policy. And he is a pan-India actor because he has also acted in Bollywood with Amitabh Bachchan, Salman Khan, etc. Double two. Okay, so we are planning to have a parents meeting on April 25th, second half, somewhere in Jayanagar.
Okay.
And I have a suggestion and idea that why don't we also make a physical meeting of all PAG leaders, annual meeting, so that morning or we can meet with the PAG group, and then afternoon they will also attend the program, because I am planning to call more number of patients and families to this.
Sure, makes sense.
Yes. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good thing. Yeah.
Okay, because ORDI has not done any parents meeting. We have been only doing the RS for 7 webinar and other things. And since the moment you say Sudeep is coming, there will be a lot of families. So planning to make it a very big parents meeting, so that there is a loud message goes to government and media and public.
Correct.
And Sudeep himself will attend and he will appeal. So that because of Sudeep itself, even if they post in their media, social media group, it's a huge awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
And also, if possible, kick off CSR fundraising for Center of Human Genetics, that is COE of Karnataka.
Okay.
Because more than 70 patients are waiting for crowdfunding as per that government website which we uploaded. So I think all this we want to create some hangama.
Yeah. CSR funding for treatments, right? Not for.
As per that government website, no?
Correct. No. There is something else that we probably have to do is again generate funds for testing.
What?
Sorry?
Testing of what?
The exome, genome.
Okay. No.
Oh.
There are two things. One, basically for government policy CSR funding under crowdfunding policy.
Correct. Are you traveling somewhere?
Yeah.
He's in the car.
Yes. There's a lot of breeze. Yeah, no, it's okay. So no. So I understood what you're saying. My suggestion was also that there are huge number of parents. I'm going to send you huge number of parents from Tamar itself that require a lot of testing. And all of them come from low socioeconomic strata who is not going to be able to shell out 40,000 for huh?
Balaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Balaka ji.
We'll continue this discussion, Vaishali.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. No, she's still connecting. Her audio is not connected.
Good morning, Alpna ji.
Good morning, Sameer ji. Good morning, everyone.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm so sorry for the delay.
No problem. No problem.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
So,
Prasanna ji, can you go on mute, please? I think there's a lot of noise from your side. Yeah, that's better.
yeah, I had sent my presentation, so I think it is with Swamiji. Could you just share the screen?
I think Swami is not there today.
Okay.
Prasanna, are you aware of this?
No, I'm not aware. Abhay, are you there?
Okay, let me see. I think.
Hi, sir.
Yeah. Are you aware of any presentation that Balaka ji said?
No, sir, not yet. Anything.
Can you
Okay.
just check with Swami? Call him up and find out.
Yes, sir. I'll check.
Yeah.
Or if you have a copy of that, Balakaji, you could
Yeah,
share
yeah.
that.
And let me give me a moment. Let me check.
Yeah, sure, no problems. So I guess some others would join during the course of our discussion with Balakaji, but I'll just start. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Balakaji. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your experiences. A short introduction about Balakaji. She's the founder of Interstitial Cystitis India, an advocacy organization for IC patients in India and South Asia. The group has its presence in UAE, Oman, and Africa. Patient advocacy for rare, chronic, and autoimmune diseases. They are working very closely with PAGs, government units, hospitals, pharmaceuticals, and legislative issues. A short introduction about her. She's the founder of Interstitial Cystitis India. It's a challenge for me also to pronounce this correctly. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. She's been an instructional designer at Deloitte, special content developer with Tata Interactive System, research associate at Jadavpur University, a journalist at ABP News, before which she did her MPhil in comparative literature and mass communication at Jadavpur University. She's a dynamic person today, and I would just read out one introduction which has been sent up for her, which says that Balaka Basu is a very dynamic person and a strong advocate for patients suffering with interstitial cystitis. She approaches the subject from medical and patient's perspective and is sincerely attempting to make a difference in the lives of patients with IC and rare clinical conditions. She is articulate and researches her topics well and is excellent at networking to help with solutions. A warm welcome to you, Balakaji. Over to you, and we are looking forward to hearing and listening to you and getting some more ideas about how you're managing this. I believe you've got a lot of groups from all over the, I think about 11 countries
Yes.
in your group, and we are looking forward to hearing you out today.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for this introduction and all the accolades that you gave. So yes, I'm Balaka Basu. I'm the founder of Interstitial Cystitis India. So first, let me tell you what is interstitial cystitis. This is a bladder disorder, and actually till 2011, it was believed that interstitial cystitis is something that doesn't affect Indian women or Indian men for that matter. It only affects Caucasian females. So there was this lot of misconception regarding this disease, but later on we found out that interstitial cystitis is as uh, rampant in India as it is in any other country. So, and in India, not only women, but even men are affected by this disease. The symptoms of this disease are very similar to urinary tract infection or vulvodynia. It's very overlapping. So initially what used to happen that whenever a patient used to come to the doctor used to either do treatment for urinary tract infection or even tuberculosis or cancer. Many patients even went through hysterectomy, but they were never diagnosed because this was believed that this disease doesn't happen in India. But gradually we realized that this is a condition that is there in India as well. And now doctors are, I would say, relatively aware, but still there is a lot of, lack of awareness among the medical community. Because even in MD or MBBS course, interstitial cystitis is not taught as a subject. So many doctors, even urologists also, they don't know this disease. And what used to happen is that this, as 80% of this of the patients are women, whenever women used to feel discomfort in the pelvic region, in the urinary tract, they used to go to a gynecologist. And this awareness about this disease is very low among the gynecologist community because they are not taught about this. So what used to happen, gynecologists used to treat them in their own way, but the patient used to not find any relief. And for years, they used to go either without treatment or with wrong treatment. And that used to cause further, other conditions also, other side effects and all. But now as a support group, our main aim is to create awareness among the medical fraternity, because we are trying to raise awareness among the gynecologists, among the general physicians, because what happens, the first contact person is usually the general physician, and they do not have awareness about this disease. So we are trying to create awareness among the general physicians. And the treatment of this disease is complicated. It is not only a neurologist who would be able to treat this condition. They also need like dietitian, because interstitial cystitis needs a strict diet. So we need to educate more dietitians, those who would know how to prepare a IC diet plan. And there is also a lot of pelvic floor tension involved in this disease. So we have to create awareness among pelvic floor therapists. And unfortunately, in India, there are no pelvic floor therapists who are aware about interstitial cystitis. So either the patients have to go abroad, or they go to some general physiotherapist, but in most cases it is it causes more harm than good, because the physiotherapy.
Balaka ji, can I just interrupt for a minute?
Yeah,
I
sure.
think you've got a television or something on your background. I think that's making little noise, which is not.
No, actually, I am sitting in a Starbucks, and there is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So, can you give me the share screen option? Then I can start with my presentation.
Prasanna ji. Prasanna ji.
Hello.
Yeah, Prasanna ji, can you allow her to share her screen?
I can just.
Yeah, you can share a screen. No issues.
Just go. I think just go to share screen and see if it
No,
works.
it is
I think
possible.
it should work. Yeah.
You have that green color share, no?
So if you maximize your screen, you will see a button on the lower part of your screen where you have participants, chat, share screen.
Can you see the screen?
We can only see your logo. That's it.
Okay. You're not able to see?
No.
Now?
No. Can you email it to me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do
Yeah.
that. Just give me your email ID.
I'll just send it to you. I've just sent it in the chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
You can?
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yes, now we can see it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, as I just mentioned, that until late 90s, it was believed that interstitial cystitis did not exist in India, and it was considered that only Caucasian females were affected by this condition. But now we know that it exists in India. But unfortunately, the level of ignorance is still almost the same. So the main challenges that the patients face, those who suffer from interstitial cystitis, is in getting diagnosed, because there is lack of awareness in general, and IC is often confused with urinary tract infections and other diseases. Lack of awareness among gynecologists affects female patients. Many underwent hysterectomy with no relief. Patients in smaller towns and rural areas are worst affected because there the level of ignorance is even more. Often doctors are not ready to believe the patients and refer them even to psychiatrists, because this is something I see patients hear a lot, that your disease is imaginary, because what happens is in most cases the reports come out normal. There is no diagnosis tool for IC, so it's more of a process of elimination. That is the reason when doctors see that the reports are normal, they think that the patient is just imagining the pain. So IC affects lives of patients because it affects their work life. Many patients are not able to do regular jobs or move in career due to their frequency of urine and pain. And when I say frequency of urine, it means that a patient can go up to 50 times to the bathroom in a day. It's like more than 50 times, 50 to 80 times for some patients. So you can imagine that the patient is spending most of the time in the washroom. So it becomes very difficult even to manage household chores with this, and it plays havoc in mental condition, and the majority suffer from depression, anxiety disorder, and even suicidal tendencies. And it makes physical relations very difficult. Married life get affected. It affects social life, and it breaks confidence and affects normal life. Uh, a big challenge for IC patients is to, in India especially, is to find public toilets, because, as I said, that they need to use the toilet very frequently. So getting public toilets is difficult, and that is the reason many patients do not want to step out of the house, or they just don't want to go anywhere. Apart from big cities, most rural areas have no clean toilets. So we know that traveling becomes an issue for many patients due to lack of toilets. Public toilets often have long queues, and they when they have this urgency, it's very difficult to hold the urine. So they feel a lot of pain when there is urgency, so they have to go to the bathroom immediately, and they cannot hold. So it becomes, you can imagine their condition. If they are traveling, there is a long queue in front of the bathroom. So many of them, they use diapers, but then they get diaper rashes, and that becomes another challenge. During a toilet campaign in India, it was found, as we know, that 355 million still have no access to toilets. So this is something we need to work on a larger scale, I think, to have more toilets. Now, our support group was started in 2016. It is a support group that is run by the patients for the patients. So all the group members are patients, and the when we started in India, it was the first group, and there are no other groups in any other neighboring countries. So automatically, we started getting patients from neighboring countries also, and even like from countries, African countries like Uganda, Kenya. Also, we have patients. We try to only include Indian patients in our group. Some of the Indian diaspora patients are also in our group, but for smaller countries like those African countries, we have patients because they have nowhere else to go. We also have patients from Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, UAE, and they are not Indian. They are of that region only. We had to take them in our group because they don't have anywhere else to go. Um, What we do as a patient group is our first job is to connect the patient to IC doctors, because as I said that finding a doctor who knows about IC is very difficult. So we have a panel of doctors, those who are aware of about IC. So we try to connect the patients to those doctors, and even from neighboring countries, patients, when they come, we help them to connect with the doctors. We also help them in getting their visa and all. And sometimes it is challenged to get their visa and all, especially countries like Pakistan, they face this problem. And we have a 24/7 helpline where we are always there to listen to the patients. The patients can call, message, whatever they want, and there is some or the other volunteer to listen to them, because we try to provide support as much as we can. We also keep updating the patients about tips on how to manage IC, because IC needs a lot of lifestyle modifications. So that is something we do. And we organize regular workshops, but due to this pandemic, our workshops had not happened in last 2 years, but this year we have workshops lined up where we call some specialists and we invite the patients, and they are shown exercises, lifestyle tricks, diet tips and everything. So and thanks to our group, I think now we have been able to create little bit awareness, at least among the medical community. We have a YouTube channel where we regularly update about IC, and that YouTube channel has helped many patients to deal with their condition. And we are also doing some campaigns, road shows and seminars. Recently, last year, in 2020, we have also become part of an international patient advocacy group for IC. In fact, we are the co-host. We are doing it with another group from Holland. So we are trying to create this global platform for IC patients. And we already had 4 webinars of that group. And this year again in June, we have another one. Our main concern, the main thing that we are at the moment fighting is to get disability status for IC patients, because in US and even UK and some other European countries, they get this disability card. But in India, unfortunately, we have not been able to get this, because this is not considered a disability, because we do not look disabled. But the thing is, it is really very challenging for these patients to work and lead a regular life. So we need some kind of disability status so that they can apply for employment, because most of them are not able to retain their jobs. And we are also trying to get a bathroom card or something where at least they can show this card to access bathrooms. And yes, I would like to end with this thing that IC is not uncommon. It should be given a thought by at least the medical community, that patients should not be just said that your disease is just in your head. It is a real disease. So thank you very much. This is what I want. Hello.
Yeah, thank you, Balaka ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any questions from any participants? Yes. Yeah, please.
I have questions. Hi, Balaka. Hi. This is Vaishali.
Hi, Vaishali.
Hi. Yeah. Good to see you today.
Good to see you.
Yeah. I had a couple of questions. One is, do you have the statistics for the number of people in India, worldwide, etc.?
We do not really have a statistic like exactly how many patients we have, but we know the number of patients who have contacted us. That list we have, but we believe that there are more. What we have is just maybe the tip of the iceberg.
So currently, how many patients would be there in India?
It's close to 1,000. 936, 37 is there
Okay.
in our database. Yeah.
But
And I
what is
have
the
a
incidence?
follow-up question for that.
Yeah.
What is the youngest age at which you have noticed, or doctors have told you or something?
This is a very interesting question because as I said that there are many misconceptions. Initially, it was thought that it affects mostly menopausal women, but now we have patients as young as 12 years old
Wow.
in our group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Yes.
But what is the incidence? Is there any statistics about the incidence the world over and in India?
Incidents as in?
Is it, what do you look at? How many people generally are affected by IC the world over? I mean, they do like it's a few thousands in. Or
No,
how do you?
in US it's close to 1 million. They in their
Okay.
database they have close to 1 million. But most other countries have not really do not really have that kind of database. But patient groups, they have number of members, and according to that we know. In European countries, it's in hundreds. It's not more than that. But in India we have 1,000, and I believe it's more than that. There are more patients undiagnosed.
Yeah, hi, Balaka. I'm
Hi.
Sarika Modi this side.
Hi, Sarika.
So, when you are connected with the patients who are not in India, so how do you deal with them, and how you think that they get convinced, or the doctors here, they are ready to treat the patients? Yeah.
Yeah. See, what happens is that we have, as I said, we are very there. We are very much there on social media. So what happens in most cases, the patients, they come and directly contact us. So once they contact us and we see which country or which, if it is from India, we see which state they are from, and we try to find a doctor who knows about IC in that state. And if no doctor is available in that state, then we try to refer them to a neighboring state. So I'll give you this example. There was this lady who found out about us on Facebook. She's from Uganda, and she contacted us, and we couldn't really find any doctor in Uganda. So what we did, we contacted a doctor in US who had once gone to Uganda for some vaccination campaign or something like that. So we contacted that doctor, and that doctor referred us to a doctor in Uganda who doesn't really know about IC, but this US doctor, he said that I will guide how to treat the patient. So that is how we found a doctor in Uganda. And now that doctor is like the contact person for many African countries. So we are referring patients to him, and he's dealing with those patients. So this is more or less how we go about it.
And how many doctors do you think are there in India who can treat this kind of situation?
In India, thankfully, in last 6 years, now good awareness has been created. So most urologists, they are able to treat this disease, and even gynecologists and urogynecologists, they are able to treat this condition. The only challenge we are facing is in terms of getting good dietitian and getting good pelvic floor therapist. At the moment, we have a pelvic floor therapist from US again, but we are trying to create train someone in India who can deal with this condition.
Okay. And are these doctors present in the metro cities in India, or only in metro cities, or?
Unfortunately, most of them are in metro cities only. But some small town doctors are also taking interest in this treatment. So hopefully in another few years, we will also have some doctors in small towns. But now at the moment, it's only metro cities.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Alpna. Thanks a lot,
Hi,
Balka, for
Alpna.
the wonderful talk.
Thank you.
Yeah. So is there societal stigma attached to this? Actually, I have
Oh,
a known friend, and she has this condition, but not very open about it or willing to kind of even join any support group.
yes, this is actually an extremely important question, because social taboo is something that I should have mentioned in my talk also. That is something we have to face a lot. Patients, first of all, patients, they do not want to come and join support group. And even if they, some of them, they join, but they consider the support group to be something like a doctor. So they expect to get cured after joining a support group. But apart from that, social taboo is a lot regarding IC, because this disease affects the patient in so many ways that unmarried girls, if they face it, their parents do not want to disclose the condition. They do not want to take the girl to the doctor, because they fear ऐसे करेंगे तो शादी नहीं होगी. Then there are women who are married. They are scared to, they are always scared that this condition is going to wreck their marriage. And actually marriages, divorce rate is also very high in this situation. And then, just generally talking to a doctor is also something many patients, they do not want to do. The thing is, this is usually treated by urologists, and in India urologists are male, and most patients, they are female. They are not comfortable going to a male doctor and talking about their private parts, talking about their private, all these urinary conditions. So there is, due to this taboo and all this social stigma and everything, a lot of patients, they just do not come out, and they don't want to get, they just don't get treated. That is very unfortunate, but that is also something we are working on. Because in our group, thankfully, there were patients who, when they joined the group, they suffered from a lot of social anxiety and all these things. But thankfully, through counseling and being in the group, now they have opened up, and they are now in turn counseling other patients, that there is nothing to be ashamed of. This is just a disease, and we need to get treated, we need to talk about it. So yeah, this is also a big challenge, and we are working on it.
Thank you. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot. So I'll perhaps, if you are okay, I'll share your number with her. Without her
Please.
permission, I cannot share her number. In case if she is okay, as I was telling you, she has obviously the professional. She's a working female, married, two young children. So a lot of things are there, even though she comes from very good background, educated. But again, you would understand it way better that
Yes.
why someone doesn't want to come out and talk
Yes,
about
I
it.
know. I deal with these patients, and actually, in our patient group, apart from talking to the patients, we also talk with the caregivers, with the family members, because until and unless the family members understand the condition, it's very difficult to help the patient. So we do talk a lot to the patient family members also, parents, husbands, children. And some of the families, they are very, they are very understanding, they understand, they try to help. But in some families, I have actually seen cases where patient's husband has actually come and asked me, madam, ye bimari theek hoga kya, nahi hoga to main chhod du kya isko. So I have even faced these kind of questions. So you can understand the trauma the woman goes through. It's not only the disease, the pain, apart from that also lot of social stigma and lot of this social anxiety that they face.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, please, please.
Yeah. What is the cost of treatment? Do you have any information on that?
Yes, cost of treatment is pretty high, and the worst thing is insurance also doesn't cover it. But nowadays we are also working with insurance companies to include at least some of the treatments that can be reimbursed. Actually in Europe they are fighting a lot regarding reimbursement and all. So the thing is, as I said, that the cost of this disease can range from 1 lakh to 25 lakhs also, because the first thing is, as I said, there is a lot of misdiagnosis. So the patient in the initial stage, they go through so many tests and procedures unnecessarily. So that is one part of the cause. Then again, once they are diagnosed, as I said, this is a diagnosis of elimination. So they have to go through lots of tests just to eliminate other conditions so that they can confirm IC. And even after confirmation, cystoscopy is there. Cystoscopy usually for one sitting, it takes 1 lakh, close to 1 lakh with hospital admission. And also there are patients who have to go through multiple cystoscopies. And the only medicine that is there for IC is a molecule called pentosan polysulfate. And pentosan itself is an expensive drug. So for a month, around just the medicine cost comes to around 6,000. It's like 3 pills a day, so it's close to 6,000. So I know of many patients who go to government hospitals and they are not able to afford pentosan, so they just take pain medicine and something like that. Some this other just simple medicines. Some even shift to homeopathy and all, just because they are not able to bear the cost.
So do you also support patients for diagnosis monetarily?
No,
Is-
that we don't.
You
That,
don't. Okay. Fine.
but we at least try, at times to, we can ask the doctor as a favor, like just to reduce their fee if the patient is really poor. And at times we ask the pharma companies to give them subsidized medicine at subsidized rates. That is the most we can do, but we cannot
Right.
give any financial support.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, the reason why I asked you basically is for the disadvantaged communities to spend on cystoscopy for
No.
diagnosis. That itself is such a burden.
Yes. This
So,
is something. Yes, I know of many patients who are in the group, but they are just not able to afford the treatment, so
correct.
they don't do anything.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, thank you so much for patiently answering. Great
Thank
information.
you. No, thank you
I
very
have a question. Balaka.
Yes.
Is this preventable? Can you
No.
somehow prevent?
No.
So this is it a genetic disorder?
No, it is not even a genetic. But actually, there is
What
so
is the
less.
cause?
There is so less research about this thing, because as I said, we are also working on an international community, and our main objective there is to have more research about IC, because research on IC is very limited. So we don't really know if it is a genetic condition or not. But yeah, in coming years, we are trying to do more research just to find out if it's a genetic condition. But as of now, they are saying it's not a genetic condition.
And is it hereditary? Does it pass on from one generation to another? Or is that also not clear?
I cannot say for sure, because in many cases we have seen that it is not hereditary. But also there are few instances where we have seen that the mother had some kind of urinary discomfort and the daughter is also having.
Okay.
But not very common, yeah. But there are cases.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody else? Prasanna ji, any question from your side? Prasanna ji, you there? I think he is left. Gitanjali ji?
Hello, Samir ji.
Hello ji.
Most questions are answered. I think it's a very nice presentation ma'am gave.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Balaka ji. I think it's been a very wonderful discussion with you today, and I think you've elaborated on a lot of these things. It's a new thing, at least for me. I had not heard about this before, and it's a new discovery for me as well. And I think that's the whole purpose of having these discussions, that we can share between us what we are doing, how we are doing, and what are the kind of problems and challenges that we face. Even though we see a lot of overlap in terms of the challenges that all of us face as being PhD leaders, but it's always nice to hear out from somebody else and then see how you are overcoming those challenges.
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
yeah. So thank you very much, everyone,
Yes.
for sparing this time on a Sunday morning. And thank you,
Yes.
Balika ji, once again
Thank
for
you,
this
thank
wonderful
you.
presentation.
Oh, thank you all of
And-
you. Thank you ORDI for giving me this opportunity to make a presentation. I have been part of ORDI for long. I even went for Race for 7 couple of times, and it has always been a learning experience to be a part of ORDI. So, and thank you all for taking out time to attend this.
I would
presentation.
just like to request you that please be more active on the group, because that's what we are looking forward to. We
No, I
want
know.
everybody to participate, everybody to share their experiences, even though
Yes.
it may be a small experience, but it's worthwhile to share your experiences on the group.
Yes.
So everybody gets encouraged. They know what you're doing, what is the kind of work which is happening.
This
So-
is Sameerji, you said it so rightly. I think, you know, this is the reason we are doing this Let's Talk session. And
Absolutely.
it's good that, you know, if you, ma'am, if you could, you know, briefly summarize the kind of work you do and share it in the group, so
Yes.
that, you know, everybody is aware of this thing, because I have personally never heard about this anywhere. So it would be really interesting and helpful for everybody to have a,
Yes.
you know,
Yes, I'll do
talk
that.
on
I'll
this.
do that. Yes, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Balaka ji.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Suresh ji and all the members.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a
Prasanna
lot,
ji.
everyone. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye, Balka.